Hey, so I wanted to do a real quick note. Very first thing. So you got a Sawyer squeeze. You got this little adapter to put on your water bottle. Big tip, right up front, do not tighten it. You want to put it on there loose so that air has somewhere to escape from the bottle, or the bottle's going to fill up with air. You know, a little water is going to go in there, but the air pressure is going to prevent anything else from dripping down. So put this end on loose, that end on tight, and that will help your water flow immensely.
I woke up with the sun shining bright, grabbed my pack, hit the trail for a hike, through the woods where the trees are tall. Hear the birds, hear the eagles call. I can get high.
All right, I am at Brazil Creek Campground, which is a trailhead for the Berryman Trail. And I generally park pretty close to the entrance, mainly because I don't think this is a campsite. So it doesn't have tables or anything. It's just a parking spot. So started out with the water shoes on, because there's water in the drive, and man, I hate to break this lovely spider web, but yep, not grabbing spiders on my way through. Jeez. Okay, so it looks like there has not been any traffic through here today. Jeez. Yeah, my shoes on the back of the backpack are going to be a little awkward and bumping into me until I get through this creek. It's not as deep as I had thought it was going to be, but yeah, still still a little bit of a deep crossing. Would have got my actually hiking shoes wet, pulling the pants up and going over. Look at that rock. That is cool. That is cool. That is asphalt. But yep, cool water. Very, very cool water. Very cool creek. So yeah. Very nice. So plan is to hike about 6 miles and set up camp. It is ebon-winged dragonfly, or damselfly, actually. Oh yeah, it's well above my shins. So first rule of Brazil Creek campground is water shoes for the first. Ouch. They need a bridge. And I guess I'm gonna use my hiking stick more as a spider web finder. Okay. Did not do a good enough job of that. Damn it. Spider webs. Okay. Jeez. Some walnuts. Oh. Man, okay. Interesting start. And of course, right into more gigantic spider webs, like that guy. Man, I need to. So I got my selfie stick and spider on my camera or phone. Got my selfie stick. And unfortunately, while I remembered my audio stuff this time, I left my selfie stick clip on my day pack. So I'm going to be without the ability to clip this onto my belt for today. So that kind of sucks. Damn. And heck, at the moment, I'm just hoping that the extra weight of all these spider webs on my hiking stick is not going to be an extreme detriment. Because I am encountering spider webs on a regular basis, and I haven't gone 100 feet. Jeez. Man, come on. This is crazy. All right. I may just have to accept spiders in the face. All right, so my plan is to go that way, right, which I have not done before. Some despicable asshole just threw a can up there. All right. Now I'm actually on the Berryman Trail, which is an official Ozark Trail spur. There's spider webs and a spider on my phone again. Look at that. Jeez. These guys do not waste a moment. All right, I'm gonna walk down this way a little bit and we'll apparently walk up there. And then double check my bearing to make sure that I'm on the trail that I plan to be on. Do not cut across switchbacks. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. One, it saves you energy. That's what the switchback is here for. And two, maintains trail integrity. Okay, now with that really awesome start, I'm gonna double check that things are going where I think they're gonna go. This should switch back and go that way here shortly. Very poisonous and dangerous caterpillar on the trail. Okay, good. Let's go back that way. All right, leading with the pole. This is not what the hiking pole is designed for. But I am hoping to soon sit down, chains out of the water shoes, and into the hiking shoes. All right, on the trail. All right, so I'm definitely on the trail, trying out Onyx backcountry for route planning. Fuck. Shit. These spider webs are absolutely effing ridiculous. So yeah, I am going through waving the frickin' hiking stick, but the few times I have paused, it has gotten I've run into a spider web with my face. So as ridiculous as this seems, I may keep it up for a while. Well, the trail ahead seems to not have as much stuff real close to it, although that does not prevent the occasional spider web. As in, there's one right there, if you can see it. Jeez. All right. This is going to be fun. Not that it's going to help any of y'all, but just wanted to note that as I rounded this corner here, just saw a huge buck, big rack, running that way, and followed by a doe. That was pretty cool to see. I asked them to stop and pose for some pictures, but they did not seem inclined to do so. Must have had somewhere to be. But, yep. If only they could have ran along the trail and cleared out some of the damn spider webs. That would have been polite of them. Yep. Got to sit down and change shoes here quickly. As soon as I find a good spot to sit. Trying to see if the deer left any prints, but haven't seen any. All right, well, between the gnats and the spiders, I had to pull out bins of Visinet, so they won't be able to get exactly on my face, and the gnats won't be able to fly into my eyeballs. So they are still, however, getting on my hand as a spiders anyway. Anyway, this Invisinet is not bad at all. Little sweaty as soon as I put it on, but yeah, it's not impeding my vision much at all, so that's a good thing. It is a very good Invisinet. It is dang near invisible. Would not have wanted that spider on my face, even with the bug net. Big spiny back thing. All right, so got my hiking shoes back on. The water shoes do not swing around on the back of the backpack nearly as much as the shoes hanging from their shoelaces did. That was very unbalancing. Ha ha! Stupid gnat trying to get to my eyeball. Can't do it. Ha ha ha. All right. Cool. So the Invisinet, the water shoes back on my backpack instead of my shoes, should start making some progress. Whew. Did forget to turn on my Garmin tracker for the first maybe quarter mile, but all right. It looks like there's been some kind of movement, or some of it could be water, but dang, there's so many spider webs across the trail, and the gnats and everything. I should be all by my lonesome out here. Anyway, it is awesome looking. So far, despite the early challenges. Yeah, and I am not very far at all. But man, this is so far pretty awesome looking. Okay, it's kind of enjoyable now seeing the gnats flitting around my eyeballs and not being able to get to them. Sort of triumphant. Kind of ridiculous, but yeah, the joy I feel in being protected from gnats is pretty awesome. Now, if there was spider web breaker in front of me, that would be even more awesome. But when you're solo hiking, you have to break your own spider webs. Unfortunate. So yeah, this is pretty awesome so far. I've been through several little areas like this where there's like a little bend and you got this high ridge above you and go down to a valley below you. You're kind of walking a trail that's kind of on the middle of this big bowl shape. And so that's been pretty cool. Ridge up above, deep valley below. Several of those, and a few have been really interesting, like really cool ambiance as you're walking through them. And then some more opened up areas like this little trail. The spider webs are not as annoying. They've gone from 2 or 3 every 10 feet to about 1 or 2 every 20 feet. So, but yeah, still knocking spiders out of the way. The gnats all around the face, but they can't get me. Oh, still way too joyous about that. Ben's Invisinet. Very awesome. I have another one in my pack somewhere, but not sure what brand it is. I do still think I have spiders on my phone. Certainly a lot of spider webs. So maybe I've walked through some with it leading the way. But man, this is pretty awesome. The woods, just the whole environment is pretty nice. Hoping to see some more deer, but haven't done that so far. Might have been too caught up swatting at the spiders because they are prevalent. Lots of spider webs across the trail. Look at that. That opens up pretty good. There is a gnat like right on my eye. And that's a spider. There you go, little guy, get the crap off my finger. Okay. Man. This is just very cool woods. Very cool trail. Let's see how far I am. 1.2 miles. Probably 1.5 miles since I forgot to turn it on. All right. Now this is interesting coming up. Look at that big tree laying over that valley there. And crashed all on the trail here. Must have happened recently because there's been some there's been some evidence of recent trail work. That was not an easy one to straddle. Anyone shorter than me wouldn't have been able to just step over it. That's a little too big for me to try to do anything about, unfortunately. So, yeah. Huh? Switch back. Very interesting walk in the woods so far. Got a few things that I need to readjust or reconsider, such as my water bottle. It's mostly fine, but some of the, if I get it going a good pace, it starts swinging, and there's some sensitive areas that it hits a little too close to for comfort. So maybe need to figure that out. I don't know if it happened way too recently. Oh well. The spiders are still an issue. I have webs everywhere. My hiking stick, my phone, my legs, my arms. It is ridiculous. But the gnats are no longer giving me too many problems. Now, occasionally, one will land on the bug net right in front of my eye. And that one just got to be crushed. Other than that, I mean, the woods are pretty cool. Nothing like spectacular mountain vista views, but yeah, pretty nice being out here in the woods. Some of the ambiance is just awesome for me anyway, because I can appreciate where I am. Just got through this section where the trail parallels and then crosses this old logging road, where you can see a good bit of the logging devastation, but also nice thick tree line down there. Little gravel spot there. So yeah, this is one of the weirder areas. Don't like as much. Got a little frog there. Let me see. There you go, little frog. But yeah, there's no in the woods there is, I don't know, plenty of visibility compared to this, which is all dense new short growth, and there is no way to tell what's right behind that bush or whatever. So yeah, anxious to get back into the tree line. Well, now, of all the things you don't expect to see in the woods is turtle porn. Eh, I'm gonna skirt that. Hey, yeah, what's up? Yep, bye bye. That was kind of weird. But I mean, hey, it is Friday. Yeah, so a little over halfway, sitting down, taking a little rest, just realizing that my microphone is probably behind me. So yeah, hold on. Yeah, little over halfway to where I plan to set up camp, and taking a little break, leaning up against a tree with my sit pad, and yeah, starting to feel a little nervous about water supply because I haven't seen any since the creek, so it's going to be interesting. I think I'm camping near some water, but could just be open fields. I don't know. Think it's water, but we'll see. Anyway, about halfway there. Uh, yeah, doing all right. I've been taking a little break again. Um, Probably about 2 miles or so to the campsite. And man, I gotta say, this section is not the greatest. It's there's been an old burn here, and lots of undergrowth, trees are sparse, stuff like that. So this section hasn't been the greatest. Did see one other person on the trail. He was bike packing, I believe. Uh, but other than that, it has been quiet and solitary. So pretty cool. It does seem like there's maybe some clouds, dark clouds. Maybe I've heard thunder. Might have been a plane. Not sure, but I'm thinking I should probably book it on to the camp and put up my tarp. But man, this is nice out here. Nice and peaceful. Exactly what I've been looking for. Oh, yeah. Except for all the gnats. That has been annoying. Well, I am supposedly less than a mile from the area I've picked to camp in, and I'm not feeling too good about it. If this is any indication, I've seriously fucked up. I don't know. We'll see. This is all still the burn over. Sparse trees, lush undergrowth. Not good for camping. Oh boy. All right, got my trail cam set up there on that tree, and I have my new hanging high hammocks 12-foot ginormical tarp set up as well. And got my ridge line, or tarp line. Got it set up on the tree. Got the prusik knots here. It's going to hang under there. It's a little bit further away from the pine than the oak tree, but should be pretty awesome. Can adjust the tautness of it through both the prusik knots here and through knots here. Although I do need to make a little bit longer line because just didn't have enough to go around the tree, so I had to improvise with some more. But I'm going to get this set up. I've got a pretty good campsite. There is a little pond over there. There is a bigger pond over there. So I got plenty of water, thankfully, because I was getting parched and out of water when I got here. So, yep, all good. Now I gotta get the tarp tied down and see how the doors work. The doors. All right, I got the hanging high hammocks tarp set up, the hammock and bug net under it. All looks pretty good. I am taking the Hammock bag down to the big pond and getting some water, starting that filtration, and then I'm probably going to lay around in the hammock for a little bit. Need to put the underquilt on because it is going to be breezy. So yep, heading down to the big well that might not be a pond. Oh man, looks like it should be a pond, but yeah, that looks like it's all grass. I mean, it's got a creek bed running down to it, but it is dry as a bone. Yeah, I'm gonna go down and look anyway. Because I mean, that's just interesting. Should have kept the dang gnat hat on. Man, look at that. That is... It used to be water here. But now it's just a big indention in the ground. Oh look, there is some puddle. That ain't deep enough to do anything. Yeah, I don't know why it's not holding water. That's odd. Unless it was the levee was busted over there. I don't know. Oh well. To the small pond. All right. Gnat hat back on. And this is definitely water. So all good. Geez, the gnats though. That is just crazy. Yeesh. Trying to find a place where it's a little less brackish looking, so the water filter doesn't have to do as much work. That is an interesting route. All kinds of shapes and figures you can see depending on how you look at it. Okay, see you back at camp. It is morning time. Kind of a rough night. It went from hot to cold and hot to cold. Chilly anyway. But yeah, it was nice. Other than that, you know, the temperature fluctuation was pretty cool. The pond over there had a extremely loud chorus of frogs and whatever else until probably a little after midnight, 1 o'clock. About 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. Yeah, 2 a.m. Everything got silent. Just quiet. I may nap. Yep, so today I had a very tough time getting this fire started. Man, it just refused to go. But came up with some really good alternative uses for my hiking stick. One is a bellows. Yeah, looking forward to getting some breakfast. Yep, about ready to start taking down camp. Fire did pretty good, boiled the water, but I still have spider webs on my trekking pole. There were a lot of spider webs yesterday. All right, headed back to the car. May do some other stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I cheated. So last night I noticed that the trail was pretty much right beside the trail. So yeah, I did a little bushwhack for 100 yards and shaved off quite a few miles. So yeah, there's a few things that are just annoying me. So just heading back to the car, get rid of some of these annoyances, like the gnats. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the day. Well, of course, don't know how long it's going to take me to get to the car either. But a lot less than it would have. Yeah, I'm just, I guess part of it is I'm just not as physically fit as I would like. So doing that same 6 miles back to the car just did not seem like a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on and I'll post the track where I how much I cut off. All right, back to it. All right, that's some water flow with the top being loose, and now I have tightened it up. There's nowhere for the air to escape, so the bottle is essentially full. I'm going to loosen it back up, and it's back to flowing again. When I unscrewed it just a little bit, there was a sound of the air escaping.
Started at dawn with a pack full of dreams. The trail looks so easy, or so it seems. 3 miles in and my boots start to bite. Spider web smacking me square in the side. That's when you have type 2 fun, sloshing through ankle deep mud, or having no shelter from the sun. Your big plan is a dud, but years from now you'll smile and say, remember that miserable day. That's type 2 fun, type 2 fun, when suffering's the only one. Gnats in a cloud round my sweating head, wishing I'd stayed home in my warm bed. The map says gentle slope, that's a lie. Straight up this wall beneath burning sky. That's when you have type 2 fun, sloshing through ankle deep mud, or having no shelter from the sun. Your big plan is a dud, but years from now you'll smile and say, remember that miserable day. That's type 2 fun, type 2 fun, when suffering's the only one. Rain clouds rolling in as I reach the peak. My tent's still packed, the future looks bleak. Lightning and thunder, I'm soaked to the bone, questioning why I ever left home. But sitting here now by my fireplace, I'm planning the next time I'll show my face on some godforsaken mountain trail, where everything's bound to go off the rails. Final, 'cause that's when you have type 2 fun, stories that can't be undone. The misery fades, but the glory runs through every tale that you've spun. 20 years later, you'll raise your cup to the day when we messed up. That's type 2 fun. type to fun. The best adventures are the rough ones. So here's to the trails that break your will. Here's to the rain and the impossible hill.